Welcome everyone to the Inside the Metaverse show, and here we tackle all sort of metaverse topics. And first things up, Do Kwon, founder of Terra Luna, have his passport validated by the South Korean government. What this means is that Do Kwon wouldn't be able to go out of South Korea, or if he is out of the country, he would not be able to go inside the country. And also, alongside that report, South Korean prosecutors froze his 40 million crypto assets. And what could this mean to everyone in the metaverse, there will?
Probably not much. I don't pay any attention to Do Kwon or what's in the crypto news or whatever. That stuff to me is the equivalent of turning on your, if you're in America, your CNN, your normal cable TV, whatever news you've got in whatever country you're in. It's all just news to take your attention, and that's it. They don't really care that much about the intricacies of the truth and what it means to us going forward. So neither should anyone here. It's great if you want to get on Twitter and waste an hour of your time.
Yeah.
But personally, to me, it doesn't really matter one bit. To me, the metaverse is something that's going to play out over the next 10 or 15 years. And all I'm doing is keeping my head down and I'm waiting for the big game changers that are going to get adopted, not the flash in the pan things that mean nothing to me. And that's really hard in crypto, right? Because everyone's saying something. Um, Unfortunately, what you've got to do, and every investor is the same, the good investors are just good at listening to themselves. They filter out all of that BS that they hear. Um, After a period of time, you start getting used to these sorts of headlines, and it doesn't even phase you. You just ignore them, and that's kind of what I do. I did it through the whole Luna thing, to be honest with you.
Well, that's really new to me because on my side, on how I see it, this news is quite big, especially in the crypto scene. All those Luna holders, all those people that really believe in Luna. And I think that seeing the founder of the software itself being trapped or trying to be caught by the South Korean government is a big thing because what it might do is the Terra Luna project might crash. And to be those people, I just want to share the news. I don't know what's up with the metaverse yet, and I'm still here trying to learn it.
I think if you've got too many eggs in the one basket, then it's a problem for you. That's not a Luna problem.
Yeah.
And that's why people are scared because they've made a mistake
Mm-hmm.
and now they're at the mercy of the outside world because, oh, all of these things happened and that's why I failed. No, you failed because you didn't think right and you put all your eggs in the one basket and now you're addicted to the news and that's not teaching you anything. You're not learning anything. Now you're a slave to the outside world. Now you're someone else's liquidity provider.
That is one of the most things that I've seen on Twitter. I think people are really invested in Terra Luna just because they put most of their money in that one project. And I know how those people feel.
I think the reality is, mate, and this is the Wild West in terms of this stuff. You cannot get diversified enough. This is where it's at. You cannot be all in and get emotionally invested in one thing. The reality is, unless it's Bitcoin or ETH or something massive that's going to be hard to regulate against, you have a higher probability that whatever thing you're invested in is going to go to zero. So if you're over invested emotionally in it, if it's triggering you, if it's making you feel anything,
Yeah.
it probably means you're over invested. But you're probably over invested in it with your cash as well. That's not a mistake of anyone else but yourself.
That is really thing to say, and I can understand those people were getting butthurted about people saying facts about Terra Luna, and they're just trying to defend the project. Well, while we're waiting for the metaverse, I have some news up right here. Russia is banning one of the largest crypto exchange in volume, OKX, and as a new guy in the scene, Sir Will, I don't know how this might affect the future or how this might affect the crypto scene or the metaverse itself. Um, what are your thoughts about this?
I think I don't really think much about that either. It's kind of the lunar thing,
Yep.
the loon sea, whatever you want to call it. Really, that affects traders over the other side of the world from me. Um, I'm not really in it to trade, so all of those exchanges
Yeah.
don't mean anything to me. Like the ability for someone to trade in Russia just is not on my radar, and it
Mm.
doesn't affect how the actual ecosystem of the metaverse evolves. The exchange is just people buying and selling, or buying the right to sell, buying derivatives, whatever it is. That's what it is. I mean, that sort of thing might get people who have got a lot of their money in exchanges. It might scare them a bit, which is why you should be an advocate for cold storage, or at least some of your stuff in cold storage where people can't get to it, or exchanges can't be over leveraged or anything like that. But again, that's more of an investment mindset and a long-term mindset. Anything to do with exchanges or anything like that is a very short-term thing of
Yep.
which I've got nothing to do. Doesn't mean you can't make money there, but I would argue, just like anywhere else, the experts can make money there, and
Yeah.
the novices will lose all their money there to the experts. And really, that's why I don't touch it, because it's easier for me to understand the long game, and
Yeah.
it's harder for me to lose my money investing in the long game.
Well, that is really something because for me, on how I see it, maybe I am still in the short game mindset. Because on how I see it, I want to make money real quick, and I kind of understand right now that maybe seeing the long term side of things would be for the greater. Maybe it would be really great for me if I do that as well.
Yeah, I think if you play around and you try and guess the probabilities, you would see the best opportunity for you is to play the long game. Um, People want to win quick, but that's human nature. That doesn't mean it happens. And the reality is it doesn't. I mean that they have lotto here, right?
Yeah, we
And
have
and
the we
that
have
is a
those
business
here.
that makes money.
That's really funny because most people here in the Philippines are really Lotto is really a big thing. Everyone there's a Lotto outlet. Everyone is putting their money in it, and even though they have a low chance of winning, they're still doing it. They're gambling their money.
Well, it's psychology, mate. Everyone wants to win and they want to have that feeling now. And whatever it is, whether it's crypto or there's trading stocks, whether it's gambling on some what they do over there, gambling on some um
Lots.
the chooks, what do you call it?
Well, a lot of people are gambling using crypto now. They're using crypto to gamble, like slots, blackjacks, baccarats, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dopamine hit. It's the same as people taking drugs. It's you get a quick win, you feel good about it. That doesn't solve your long-term goals. That's a different thing. And you actually have to be able to work through all of those quick psychological things that are going on in your head um, to get to the end bit. And that's what makes it so hard. That's what makes learning so hard every day, because you've got all these idiots here going, yeah, you could lever 110x or 100x or whatever and win big. And everyone on Reddit, everyone on Twitter, everyone all over the internet is saying they can win big. But the reality is there's not very many people winning big.
That's really an interesting take. I learned something new for me. And well, let's get back to the topic. And Bitcoin is back to 20K. I don't know if I should be happy or not, but should people let their guards down right now?
Well, I'll just go off the kind of flavor of what I've been talking about in
Yeah.
the last couple of minutes. Is it's a long-term thing.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're in it to trade it, good luck. But if you believe in it long term, like I'll reveal why I'm into it. I've probably told you plenty of times before, but
Yeah.
that's because the global monetary system is inflationary. Like, what can I say? It's a debt-based system,
Yeah.
which requires them to print more debt to service all the existing debt. So when they print more money, it's it's debt. Like it gets invented when it comes into the economy, it's invented as debt. So to be able to pay that debt, it means you need to print more and more. That's the way the system works. Unfortunately, as a part of that system, the wealthy hacking that system now and they've controlled it. So they're actually getting a higher share of wealth as time goes by because they print more money and the rich get more of it. So really, there's that. It's as Greg Foss says, it's just mathematical, and it's 100% right, and that's why I own it. And at some point again in the future, the world economy, it looks like it's going to be soon, but it might
Yeah.
be in 5 years, might be in 10 years. It's going to crap itself because of this, the way it works, and the fact that the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And the history of humans, it's never just continued like that. Eventually, what happens is some sort of calamity happens where the rich can no longer have the power to be able to keep getting richer, and they have to then disperse some of their wealth. Now, there's a lot of people that think that is going to be through crypto. Maybe it is. I don't know. All I know is when I'm understanding the world, I'm understanding how things work, is I want to have a bit of money in Bitcoin because there's every chance everyone's going to run out of the bond market. They're going to run out of US stocks
Yeah.
and they're going to come to Bitcoin.
Well,
They'll
Eric.
also go to gold, mate, which I also own because I'm diversifying. And I get that some people cannot
Yeah.
diversify in everything, but I know a lot of people who are into metaverse type stuff are not diversified at all, and they'll lose all their money. That's the
Uh,
reality.
I understand that, so I certainly understand how you feel because right now at the moment I'm putting most of my money in crypto assets. And why? I think just because our currency, a peso, is currently being dominated by the US dollar. The exchange is right now is really high, and more stuff are getting expensive. And on how I see it, if peso keep on going down, my money would be worthless. So at the moment, I diversify my money in crypto and crypto assets, and I just let it be and say that if peso would go down, and I think I would still have most of my money.
Yeah, so a bit out of what I get out of that is that you're actually doing two things at once. So you're saying you want to get rich quick, but then
Yeah,
you're saying you want to protect what
yeah,
you've got, right? Because the
yeah,
US dollar's going up. So to protect what you've got, if that was me, I would say, well, the protection bit is a bit of Bitcoin and cold storage.
yeah,
Maybe it's a stable currency that's against the price of gold, something like that.
yeah,
Pax I've got a little bit of does that. And then I would have my speculative plays, but you've got to figure out what kind of buckets, so to speak, where you're allocated all your wealth to. And even if it is all to crypto, because that's all some people have, you've still got different levels of risk. And if you're not even thinking about risk, you're
yeah.
not even in the game. Don't even be here. Just go all to go 100% to Bitcoin and put it on cold storage and go away.
Yeah, well,
Don't watch these videos.
what I'm trying to do is that when Bitcoin goes down, I just try to put a blind eye into it. I just try not to care and see that it's for the long term.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard for the first few weeks knowing that my money is losing value. It's really hard, but I'm trying to learn more about it and try to survive this.
Here's the problem with, and I see it with people in Australia and, as well, is they try and invest in something, but they sit there and do nothing and watch it and they get scared. And it's like, well, all of those hours you were
Yeah,
sitting there in front of the screen or in front of your phone, watching your trading view or your charts or your tweets or
yeah,
whatever, it's just a distraction.
yeah,
Invest that time into learning, invest that time into making money somewhere else in the form of another business
yeah,
because um, that's how you're going to get wealthy. Because if you look at it, value, money is a representation of value. So if you can go and work and earn money
yeah,
somewhere, you're of value, and you'll know that because you're earning money,
yeah,
right? The more money you earn, the more you'll be able to invest, the more you'll be able to diverse, so the safer you'll be, and the better off you're going to be. That's why I preach reading because when you read, you accumulate knowledge, and that is of value if you can put it to use in the actual world. That's how it is. Don't get addicted to sitting in front of your phone. It's a dopamine hit. Every time it goes ding, oh,
yeah.
you just got high again. Congratulations. You're hooked.
Uh, well, that sounds like certainly like me, but I'm learning. I'm reading. I'm trying to break the normal thing. Well, I hope you guys learned a lot of things in today's episode. If you have any thoughts about what we said, you can comment down below, or you can tweet at our Twitter. It's down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.